Hello, it's orenjpiko, your 2D escape from the 3D woes. For today's video, I am doing part 2 of that drawing blog for this character here in my illustration Bartenders. So part 1 was the line art, and I talked about how I make art a habit. And for today, part 2, it's more hatching, and I'm going to talk about some anime that inspired me. One an art in an artful sense, and the others I talk about are just more just like personal, I guess. Just yeah, personal ones. Um, I'm very like sad because okay, no, I'm not like sad. It's not that big of a deal. More like annoyed because I came to record. I was like, it was such a beautiful day at work and it was so sunny and the sky was clear. And then I got home and I just kind of like made dinner and it was still sunny and beautiful and like, I showered and everything. And then as soon as I'm like, okay, let's time to set up. It's still such a gorgeous day. And as soon as I sat down, like a thousand clouds came out. So I am angry at the sky right now, but that will not stop you from enjoying my little drawing vlog. So if you are excited or the least bit interested in hearing me talk about some anime that inspired me and to watch me do some hatching, let's get started. Forgot to mention this is my Toshiro shirt. So that's my another anime shirt.
While I draw the character from my bartender illustration, um, I wanted to talk about an anime that inspired me to take art seriously again. I feel like hopefully most people know about this anime, and if you don't, then please get yourself acquainted with it because I think it's a really good anime. It's called Blue Period. It came out in 2021, and that's when I watched it. It's a slice of life and drama anime about art. It's about a student named Yatora Iaguchi. He's a high school student. He's like really smart. He gets good grades, but he's just kind of unmotivated. He's very carefree. Like he spends like a lot of his time like hanging out with his friends, but like deep down he kind of wants something more fulfilling in his life. So one day or one night, he's like out really late with his friends, and I think he's in Shibuya. And when he comes outside, I think it's like dawn is approaching, but he just really admires the like how the city looks at that particular time. I want to say it's like right before dawn, but I could be wrong in my details there. But what happens is that he tries to paint what he remembers in class. And some stuff happens before this that kind of like prompts him to like, or in a way encourages him to paint it the way he does. And his art teacher ends up putting it up on display with some other artwork. And another classmate of his and some of his friends compliment his work. And more than just being complimented, I think it was the fact that they kind of understood what he was trying to portray. The fact that he felt understood just kind of got him really thinking more about creating art. And then he ended up talking to his teacher, and like one thing led to another, kind of. And from there, he was inspired to, or encouraged and motivated to take art seriously and want to pursue it post secondary. So he wants to pursue art starting in his, I want to say he's in his last year of high school because he's trying to get into university. So yes, that would make sense. So basically the rest of the story is about him wanting to get into the Tokyo University of Arts, which is very difficult because I think they only accept I took some notes. 1 in 200 applicants every year. And to my understanding, this is also very reflective of like Tokyo University of Arts in real life, because it is also, to my understanding, very hard to get into as well. I'm not sure if it's the exact same, like 1 in 200 applicants, but to my understanding, it's a real university and it is very difficult to get in. So it's kind of, I feel like if you are like a Japanese high school student wanting to get into art school, this could be even more something that you can relate to even more so. But yeah, that's essentially, without giving too much away, the story. I had to like take notes from my anime list because if someone asks me to explain something just from what I remember, I will take you on a 1 hour journey of jumping from point to point, and then I'll just keep saying, okay, but like I don't want to spoil this, but okay, I don't want to spoil this, but like this, so like I'll say this so that I don't spoil this, and then I just go in circles. So I needed to like write some main point notes down because not that I want to spoil it for you. I keep going in circles because I want to tell you interesting things without spoiling it for you. So that is essentially my summary of what this is about, and I highly recommend you watch it. I did keep reading past the anime. I honestly wish this would get a second season. I don't know the likelihood of that though. But even like if you read past the anime, like the story continues like it's still a good story. I am behind, like I don't even know what's happening now, but even after the anime, like the story still continues to progress well. Um, what I found like resonated with me was like I'm not a high school student anymore. So I wasn't like someone that I'm like, oh, like I'm a student. I'm like, I also want to get into art university. Like technically, like you can do anything at any time, but for me, like I would say like something like art school, like that ship has sailed for me. I don't really have any intentions of ever going to art school. Um, I guess there would be many reasons for that, but like I already did post-secondary schooling and yeah, that's just not in the cards for me, like going to art school. So I don't relate to it as like a high school, like I'm not a high school student. Like I'm an adult, like working in an industry that's not art that I mentioned before. But I think what I could relate to was the feeling of not feeling fulfilled and just kind of floating. Like for me, it's like, oh, yeah, I kind of feel like I'm just going through the motions like every day, like waking up and like you go to your job and you come back and then you do all like the adulting stuff and then you go to bed and then you do it all over again. So I kind of like related to the sense of it's like, well, like I don't know if I feel fulfilled. Like I don't know if this is what life is supposed to feel like, but like is there any real way that like life is supposed to feel? But yeah, that resonated with me. I kind of connected with that. It's just like, oh, like just feeling like something is missing. So, and then as someone who like has drawn before, I was kind of like, oh, maybe art was it for me. And it's just I haven't like done it like thoughtfully, like in so long, like in an intentional way. So that kind of like got my gears grinding, thinking about drawing again. I think what also inspired me from the character was that was his passion for getting better because he started in his last year of high school and like he wasn't like someone who was incredibly like his painting was like it was good, but like not when you see someone that just draws something and after having never drawn before and it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. Like he was someone that was working very hard to improve his skills and to build a portfolio because he wanted to get into the Tokyo University of Arts. Um, Again, I don't relate to trying to get into an art school because I did not, but I relate to the sense that in the sense that um like I don't think I have this great innate talent for art. Like I've had people tell me like, "Oh, like you're really good at drawing," but like when you see like for example in my grade 12 art class when I saw people like their artwork, I was like, "Oh my God." Like people have told me like they like my art, but like wow, like I had some very talented classmates in my grade 12 art class. So like I feel like that's where I felt like you want to improve and you want to get better, but like at the same time, it's kind of hard when you see like other artists who are doing really well and you kind of like feel a sense of defeat or you kind of feel a sense of inferiority or even like a sense of jealousy. Like sometimes it's hard to like you kind of feel like, well, like is there a point for me to keep drawing? Like is there a point for me to keep trying? Because like there are so much more amazing artists out there, but I think like especially like if you watch the show, you'll find that like he does, despite like feeling certain ways, he keeps like trying and he keeps trying. And I kind of found like a sense relating to him in the sense of, kind of feeling like, will I ever get anywhere? But then I also found a sense of motivation in watching him like manage those emotions and manage those feelings and attempt to like overcome them and to keep working and getting better and building his skills. And I don't know why, like, I don't know if this is weird, but I find like just anime in general very, I'm sure other people think this as well, so I don't think it's weird, but like very inspiring because there are limitless possibilities like in animation or in storytelling in general, whether it's like a novel or like an anime or like a manga or whatever. I think that's what's so inspiring about it because there are no limits, there are no like ceilings, like anything is possible. And I think even though you're like drawing inspiration from like something that's technically like not real, you like I still and I feel like other people might find it very motivating and inspiring to keep pursuing whatever it may be, whether it's like the actual thing like in this anime it's art, or whether it's like, I don't know, you're watching like Naruto or something and like you're not going to become like the Hokage in real life, but maybe you're taking like the lessons of like, no matter what no matter what cards you're dealt, no matter like how difficult like your childhood may be, or whatever turmoil is against you, like you can still become a Hokage, like you can still do it, whatever it is. So I don't know. I think just anime in general is very just inspiring, and I think Blue Period being an anime and Blue Period being about art, I just found it very, very inspiring and very motivating to like give it a go. It really made me think about how I had stopped drawing, and it made me think that like, you know what, I might not be the best, but like if I can work hard at it, then why not keep trying? Why not keep aiming to get better? Like I didn't have a concrete goal at the time, but I was like, you know what, like I enjoyed drawing. I like drawing, and it made me want to learn again, like not just draw randomly, like to actually make an effort to learn new skills and to get better and learn new mediums. So yeah, I highly recommend watching Blue Period if you haven't already. Like, I don't think it's some like unknown anime. Like, I feel like people know it. So, if you know it and you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it, especially like if you like to draw, or even if you don't like to draw. And I feel like to better understand like how artists think and feel, I think it would be good. Like, for example, I don't know if my boyfriend has watched this. I feel like I should make him watch it because he doesn't really like to draw or anything. Like he admires like that I like to draw, but I'm like, I feel like sometimes when I'm like, oh, can you look at this? And he's like, oh yeah, it looks good. I'm like, no, but does it look good? Like I want you to like, and sometimes he's like, yeah, but like I looked at it, it looked good. And then I'm just in turmoil over whether or not this looks good. So I feel like even if you aren't an artist, it's something that you can enjoy, and I feel like it helps you understand artists and art better. But yes, please watch Blue Period if you have not already. Um, I greatly enjoyed it, and I feel like you might enjoy it as well, whether you are an artist or an art admirer. Moving on to another anime that has absolutely nothing to do with art that I found very inspiring, um, was Run with the Wind. This one came out in 2018. I don't remember what year I watched it. I want to say it was like maybe 6 or 7 years ago I watched it, and I haven't watched it since, so I do feel like I need to give it a rewatch here. But kind of based on what I remember and my notes. So the main character is Kakeru Kurahara, and when he was in high school, he was like the ace of his running team. But like now in the present, I'm trying to tell you without like giving away information and without like jumping to too many different things. Okay, so now in the present, he's in university and he's once you like start watching it, you can see that he's no longer the ace of anything. He's really just not having the greatest time in life. And kind of based on this incident, he runs into this other student. He literally runs into this other student named Haiji. And at this moment in time, he kind of needs a place to live as well. So this guy's like, "Oh, why don't you come and live like at this apartment?" And it seems like okay, like I guess, like cool, like perfect timing. I need somewhere to live. And then he goes to find out that it's this in this rundown apartment. It is actually the dormitory for the track and field club, and it's also a ruse to get him to join the track and field club. And Haiji, the guy that he meets and tells him to come live there, he has this like goal of running in the Hokkaido Ekiden. It's like this university marathon thing, and because since he saw him run, he's like, "Whoa, you're like a really good runner. Like you should join." Um, he wants him to like join in his goal of running this marathon. But then, what also kind of creates problems is that all the other members, so to speak, really kind of suck at running, or they're just not really motivated to run as well. So it's just kind of trying to get this big group of people come together for this goal of running. And I found this very inspiring because at the time I was not a runner, and now I am a runner. Not that I'm some kind of like crazy professional runner, but I really do enjoy running a lot. And I can honestly say I only started running because of watching this anime. I just thought it was very like moving, like watching people with different circumstances and different like fitness abilities just kind of like coming together for this goal. And just kind of like even the portrayal of like running itself, it just like they made it just seem very like freeing. I don't know if that makes sense. Like another anime that I'm just going to briefly mention that I also liked how they portrayed running was, I think it's called After the Rain. This girl like got an injury or whatever, but like the way they portrayed running was just like this moment of like, not I don't do sprinting, but like that girl was doing sprinting, just like this moment of freedom. And like with this one, like the marathon running, it also was kind of like, again, it's not a moment because you're running a marathon, but just kind of like the act of running and just kind of like how it feels. So I was very inspired to start running, and I have been running since I watched it. So like I don't know how many years that would be now. 6 or 7 years, I would say. I'd have to actually like kind of trace it back, but I want to say since 2019. Yeah, that's like 7 years of running, I think. Either way, like that's a rough estimate. But yeah, I have been running since that long. And again, I can honestly say it's because of watching Run with the Wind. I don't know if that's silly. Like, if you have also been inspired by anime to do something, like, let me know in the comments. Like, I think that's pretty cool too. So I don't think it's silly. Like, maybe you think it's silly, but maybe there's other people out there watching this that have also been inspired to do something as well. But yeah, I started really slow. Like I feel like some people are like, wow, like how long do you run? And I'll like say like whatever distance that I normally do. I again, it's nothing impressive. I don't run like marathons every week or something like that. But they're like, whoa, like wow, like how do you do that? And I'm like, it just takes practice. And then I think about Run with the Wind because like everyone starts from somewhere. Like I remember when I first started running, I like running a kilometer was so difficult. And not that I hated it. It was I just hated that like I hated that it was so hard. I'm like, why is this so difficult? Like I just want to be a marathon runner like everyone else. But like I already knew from watching it. I'm like, no. It kind of gave me motivation. I'm like, no, it's hard now, but like I need to keep trying. So like every time I ran, I just kind of tried to increase my time a little, and yeah, now I feel like I run a distance that's good for me. I feel like I think the most I've ever run is 22 kilometers, but I've only done that once. Otherwise, I feel like I keep it around like 8 to 10, like for longest time. Because as much as I do like running, it's not my main hobby. I think it's something I enjoy, but it's also something more for health. I would say like if I had to give myself a main hobby, it would be like art and drawing. So I did find Run with the Wind very inspiring. It has inspired me to keep running all these years, and I would like to continue to run and maybe run a marathon. I've like never run a marathon before. People like ask me, they're like, oh, like just in like conversation with others, like, so do you do marathons? And I'm like, no. Or like, do you do running clubs? And I'm like, no. I have nothing against marathons or running clubs. I feel like from running clubs, I'm just too shy to join a running club. And I feel like if I were to join one, it would become this like overthinking process for me. I'd be like, okay, like, do I like keep pace with people? Is it rude if I go ahead of people? Like, are they gonna think I'm a loser if I can't keep up? I'm like, do I have to talk to them? Like, if I talk to them, will they think I'm being annoying, or is it expected for me to talk to them? Or if I don't talk because I just want to listen to music, am I being rude? So before I even get into even thinking about a running club, there's all these like thoughts in my head as to why I am not jumping at the idea to run in a running club. Maybe one day when I feel like less anxiety about these kinds of things, like I will try it out. But for now, I'm like, I love running by myself. Like, I like just putting my music on. And again, it's kind of like autopilot with drawing. I love going to autopilot. That's my favorite thing. Just turning off the thoughts. Like, so anything that can turn off the thoughts that are a bit intrusive is a great thing for me. So I really enjoy like running by myself. I think like I don't think if I were to join a running club, I would be like, oh, like I need to whenever I run, it's only in a running club. Like I know it would probably be like I honestly I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Maybe they meet once a week. Maybe they meet bi-weekly. I have no clue. So maybe that's something that like could just be I need to like I think I need to be more open to new experiences. So I'm not saying no to running clubs. I'm saying no right now, but maybe in the future because I think it might be cool to do when I'm not over, when I can get over the overthinking. In terms of marathons, I don't know if I could run like a full, how long is a full marathon? Let me like Google this right now. What is the distance of a full marathon? I don't understand miles. Um, 42.2 kilometers. See, I've never run that far in my whole life. So one, I don't know if I could run a full marathon. That would then make a half marathon, 22 kilometers, which I've done once. But I have nothing against marathons. I feel like I see them, like I'll see on TV, like, oh, so and so marathon is happening. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea. I think it's in my mind that I'm like, oh yeah, like, okay, it's in October every year. Like, let me like sign up for it next year. And then October comes again. And then I'm like, oh, look, the people are running in the marathon. And I missed it again. So I think honestly, it's a matter of like obviously being nervous about it because I'm like, I don't know if I could do it. But then at the same time, I honestly don't think about it until I see it on TV. And then in my head, I make this plan to like sign up for it. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, like, oh, next March, I got it. I'm gonna sign up for the so and so marathon. And then next March comes and I'm like, oh look, the people are running on TV in the so and so marathon, and I did not sign up again. So it's a combination of things. It's a combination of like, I guess it's not very like high on my priority list in the sense that I'm like, yeah, I want to run a marathon, but it's also like fear of like, will I be able to finish the marathon? And I also feel like I don't know if I want to like say I'm gonna do it and then I think I'll feel like the pressure to be like, okay, well, like now I have to train and I have to like win. Okay, I don't think I would win the marathon. Like, I'm not gonna win the marathon on my first marathon, but like, I think I would feel this pressure to like train. And I feel like I'm happy running just for fun, like a few times a week, because I do feel like my main concern and my main block of free time goes to art, and I'm very happy with that. And this is like the path and the goal. Like I want to focus on one goal at a time. So like right now, obviously, my goal is like pursuing art as a business, and I don't think I want to have the goal of pursuing art as a business as well as training for a marathon. Like maybe people do that, and like I I admire you, and I think that is the best thing ever. But like I don't think I could do both of those at the same time. I feel like maybe if I were to keep running like on the side and like have fun with it, and then like achieve things because I'm being positive, achieve things with my art, and once I feel like steady with that, I'll be like, okay, world, here she comes. She's gonna win the marathon. Maybe one day I'll win a marathon. I don't know. But I'll definitely start with a half marathon. But yes, my answer to the questions of people asking me, why don't you join a run club? Or do you run marathons? Is for run clubs, right now I would just overthink it too much. And for marathons, honestly, the biggest thing is I just forget to sign up and I kind of don't want to commit to it. And then I just find it funny, like every year I'm just like, oh, there's another marathon. I guess I didn't sign up for it. But honestly, I feel like some hobbies really should just be really serve you to be purely for like fun, to maybe not kind of like um achieve any real goals per se. Even for running, like I don't wear this is I feel like I'm talking about this more than I'm talking about the blue period, but even for running, maybe if you're interested in running, I don't know. I don't wear a like a watch or anything, like a smartwatch. I don't track anything. I used to track. Like I used to have like a smartwatch. I don't remember what kind of watch it was. And I used to like connect it to my phone and the GPS, and like I would see like, you know, like all the stats, like calories and distance and everything. And I feel like for me, I can become like a very obsessive person when it comes to numbers. And I've had like serious issues with this in the past. So there's like reasons why like I don't do things with like numbers, to not, I guess, say too much. Like I don't think I really want to talk about some things right now. But yeah, I can become very obsessed with numbers. So, and I think that like I was becoming too obsessed with like the stats on my watch to the point where like running wasn't fun anymore. And again, like I'm not training to be like an Olympian. I'm not in marathons. Like it just wasn't fun anymore. And like I just feel like all day and all the time I would just think about like, okay, like how many steps, and like, okay, like on this run, like how much time do they have? And like, okay, for the next run I have to do that. And then I would like just stop and like check the numbers, and like, and I started to hate it. So I just got rid of like using a watch. I don't like, in terms of tracking distance, I don't know if this will sound very like silly or very like archaic. Like I will run wherever I want to run. Like I kind of have an idea like of where I want to go. And if it's like a long distance, I usually like tell my boyfriend so he kind of knows where I'm going in case like, I don't know, whatever, in case of anything. But like I'll know where I want to run. Like I remember where I run, obviously. And then when I come back, or even before I go, just to kind of have an idea, like on Google Maps, you can kind of like, you can like set your house, obviously, as your location. And then I forgot what it's called, but it's this thing where you can like literally map out a course, like from like your street to like here. And then you kind of just like click, 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 and you can show like where you go down the street and everything. And it tracks how long it tracks your distance. And then you can track like if I plan to go from obviously like my house to down this road and down this route and whatever and come back, like I can map the whole thing and I can just see how far I ran. And depending on like if I have a plan before, like if I have a very specific plan before and I check it before I go, like I'll be like, oh, like so this is how long it will be, versus maybe like I started running and then I kind of changed course or I added distance, and then I can come home and I can just see like, oh, like so this is like how long like I ran. So that's kind of the way I do it. In terms of distance, like I think that's not a number that I get too obsessed with. Like that one time I ran like 22 kilometers or something. I'm like, would I like to do it again? Yeah, like sure. But I'm not like obsessing. I think I've gotten better at obsessing less. I think when there's less numbers for me to think about, I I don't become too concerned with it. So I think for now, just kind of even in my daily, like my normal running, I don't track the distance. But if it's like something where I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna try something new or something like a lot longer, then yeah, I will kind of see what I plan to do or when I get back, see like how long it was. But the last time I tracked my distance was probably like half a year ago. So again, I try not to be very obsessive with it. So I found like when you wear like a watch or something, because it's like there and it's syncing and it's like giving you this information all the time, like I feel like you feel compelled to look at it. But if it's something like I have to actually go calculate, I have to open the map and I have to do it, like I'm not going to go do that for every little run that I do. So I found like that's kind of worked for me. Maybe you think like this girl is so weird. Like just wear the watch or just not wear the watch. But yeah, like just for me, like in my running journey, this was mainly supposed to be about me talking about my inspiration for art, but I really like Run with the Wind and I really enjoy running, but I enjoy running in more of a fun sense. It's not something that like I want to necessarily achieve anything with. For me, it's mostly just like I don't know, I feel like alive. Like I feel like when you're getting your body moving, you just kind of feel alive. And I do like listening to music and just again, I think it's the autopilot. At the end of the day, it's just putting my brain into autopilot. Obviously, like being aware of like cars and stuff, but you don't want to get hit by a car or like a bike or anything like that. But just kind of not having any intrusive thoughts and just kind of enjoying music and enjoying like running and having fun. But yeah, all of that to say that I found the anime Run with the Wind very inspiring. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Maybe it will inspire you to run, or maybe not. Maybe you'll just watch it and be like, wow, that was cool. Like I do not find that all anime that I've watched to be very inspiring. There have been some that like I watched and I was inspired and then I lost the inspiration. Like for example, what's one? Oh, Your Lie in April. I watched that and I was like, I can play piano. I only took piano. I don't even remember how long. Maybe a few months as a kid. I don't remember why I stopped taking piano. But anyways, in my adult life, I was watching Your Lie in April and I thought I could play the piano and I got like a cheap keyboard from Amazon. And you know what? I did pretty well for myself teaching my again, I didn't remember anything from my lessons as a kid, but I just kind of watched some YouTube videos and I was able to play like some Christmas carols. I don't remember which ones. I think Silent Night. And I was able to play the Frozen song, not the Let It Be, not Let It Be, not Let It Go. It was Into the Unknown. I'm pretty sure it was that one. I could play that song. And I could do the intro to the song from Your Name. I forgot what the song is called. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, I uh, I couldn't play it now again. I don't think I could. But at the time, I was like, whoa, like this is so much fun. And I kind of just, I wouldn't say I lost interest. I think there's just no time to have so many hobbies. So would I have liked to keep learning piano? Yes. Was my motivation strong enough to keep doing it along with my other hobbies and just along with life? No. So, not every anime that has inspired me to do something has worked out. But I would say the two main ones that like, I was like, I literally started doing this because of anime that have continued to be with me for years and years would be starting up art again because of Blue Period and starting running at all. Like I had no experience with running, would be Run with the Wind. Actually, I lied. I was on the cross country team in elementary school in the fifth grade. I wasn't very good. in like 100 and something students, I must have been like 80 or something like that. I I didn't continue on in cross country. So I was not a runner when I started running. What's another anime? And then there's some anime where it's like, I'm not even inspired to attempt this at all. Like, for example, I haven't read this, but I have one volume of it. Yowamushi Pedal, the cycling one. I really enjoy that. I've watched one season. I've started the second season, but that is one anime that I highly enjoy, but find no inspiration, and I have no inkling to take up cycling. Even though I enjoy it, I have no feelings towards cycling whatsoever. I greatly admire cyclists. I admire the cyclists in the anime, but I do not want to cycle in that sense. I think I'm just very scared of like falling down, especially when like they're going at such great speeds. Like, what if you fall down? I know you're wearing a helmet and stuff, but despite like seeing them overcome so much in the anime, I am not inspired to cycle. But I admire it, just not inspired. So I feel like yeah, there are many instances where I watch anime and I'm not inspired. There are instances where I watch and I'm like, yeah, like I want to do this too. And then there are instances where I watch and I'm like, oh, this is cool, but I don't want to do it. But yeah, those were two anime that have inspired me. One, I guess I ended up talking about that inspired me as well, but I didn't keep up with it. And one that I watched and I enjoy and highly recommend, but was not inspired to do. Let me know though if you have any anime that has greatly inspired you, or maybe that you liked but didn't inspire you. I don't know. Just share with me any anime that you really enjoyed, that you found very motivating and inspiring, and maybe it motivated you to do something, or maybe you just found it motivating. And I think it's okay to enjoy anime in that way as well. But yes, I think there's about a few minutes left of this video. I hope you've been enjoying watching it. I've been doing this voiceover and I've not been paying attention to the video going on. I've just been talking. So I think for the rest of the remaining time, I will add some music and you can kind of enjoy watching me finish this up. If you haven't checked out my part 1 video, please check that out. And if you haven't checked out my chit chat video where I talk about like my inspiration and I show you like the different like sketches that I went through before I got to this final product, like I hope you check that out as well. And I thank you so much for watching and sticking around. And I thank you for listening to me just blabber on and on. And I'm so grateful. And I hope to see you in the next one. And thank you again so much. Bye. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed me drawing and finishing up this illustration. Please check out my other videos related to this illustration, and thank you so much for staying till the end. Bye!